Hello, hello, hello. All right. All right. Hi, guys. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? How is everybody doing? Good. Very good. Or not good at all. So, how was your trading week for the last week? All right. So, if you were here on last week and you followed this live stream, I believe that you have been making some profits from the market. All right, because some of our analysis actually just market just went accordingly to what we have analyzed on last week. And I for this week, market will be a bit more tricky because market is now somewhere between whether a reversal or a possibility of the trend continuation, because we can see that most of the pairs, especially the dollars pairs. Oh, my camera is blurred. All right, let me check my connection. Perhaps it's my connection issue. Okay, is this look? Am I look better now? Am I look more handsome now? Okay, so as what I have been saying just now, market for this week has been in between whether it's on a reversal trend or a trend continuation phase. So for this week market, we will only entry when we have when we have more than I would say more than three conferences. Okay. All right. So share this live to your friends. Share this live to your Facebook wall. Do me a favor. So I have seen some people has actually shared this out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your sharing. So I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So you can see my screen. Everybody can see my screen. Okay. Okay. So as usual, if you look on this euro dollar pair and we start from daily chart, we can see that the market has actually created a new structure high level at here. And the trend obviously is in an uptrend. And if you look to the left, there is no previous structure that we can refer to. Okay, so how do we trade on this kind of market condition? All right. Okay, very simple. When daily chart shows you an uptrend, we just wait for the buy signal. Do not care that whether the price is too high to buy or you want to wait for the price to retrace to a very low price in order to buy. Okay, this is the first rule. And the second rule is that do not always think that market is going to reverse. Okay, let me show you an example. If market is going to, if you think like this, okay, if you see it, if you look at this previous price level, okay, we might think that this is the previous SNR level, and what we see that this is a bearish engulfing candlestick on a daily chart, and we think that market is likely to reverse to here. Market is going to reverse to the previous low at here, and you are expecting that you can cash this amount of profits with this stop loss. So look what happened next. Market just go up. Okay, so the lesson from here is that we only trade on what market is showing us. Okay, if the market is at SNR, right, you can either skip the trade or you can just wait for a better sell confirmation. Okay, do not expect the market to drop. Do not expect the market to sell. Okay, this the trading game rule is very simple. It depends on how good are you in waiting a good trade. Okay, so back to this EU trade, euro dollar trade. So as I mentioned just now, market has just created a new high level. If you look on a weekly chart, the previous high here has actually been broken up. Okay, somewhere here. Market is going to retest this previous weekly resistance level. Okay, but if you look on the daily chart, there is no sell signal for us to go for a sell. All right, although you might say that this looks like a bearish engulfing candlestick, but for me, market is still in a buy trend. But of course, I'm not going to buy at this level. All right, I'm going to go to my H4 chart, and I'm going to look for some key levels that I can go for a buy trade. Okay, what do I mean by key levels? The key levels is the level that has been tested for multiple times. All right, for example, like here. So I would say that this is a key level. Okay, and the next key level would be here, somewhere around here. Okay, and this is also a key level as well, but we do not draw all the levels on our chart, so to avoid any confusion. Okay, so what am I waiting for is I need market to retest this key level, and I'm going to wait for a buy signal either on a H1 chart or even on an M30 chart. Okay, so let's say we have a buy signal here and on the H1 chart. So we can go into a trade based on H1. So what if this key level is broken? Okay, if this key level is broken, there is more likely that market is going to reverse. Then I'm going to wait for market to pull back, and then only I am going to look for a sell trade. I'm not going to look for a sell trade based on a single candlestick on daily chart. So for my mastermind students, this key level is also our daily swing. All right. So I hope that you get a concept. So for this EU, I'm going to look for buy trade at here. Okay. And normally when we see that the market has been traveling for very far or very there is no previous structure to the left that we can refer to. Whenever we enter a trade, just set your break even as fast as possible and also manage your take profit at the previous high level, which is around here, because we do not know that market is going to break up and travel further, or market is going to break down and become a sell trend. Okay, so if we follow the trend, this still is, the buy trade is still valid. I'm going to wait for a buy at this level around 1.17169 to 1.6924. Okay, sorry, 1.17169 to 1.16924. Yes, correct. I'm going to look for a buy trade at this level. All right, so this is my call for euro dollar. So let us move to the pound dollar. So when we look at the daily chart, and if we look to the left, there we can see that the market is retesting the previous resistance zone. But this single candlestick, okay, I will say that this is considered as a bearish pin bar. So this single candlestick alone is not strong enough for me to take a sell trade. Okay, we can see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Market has 9 days worth of bullish data, and we only have one opposing candlestick that appear. But if you go into a market for a sell trade immediately, this doesn't make sense. All right. So what I do is I need market to give me more evidence before I can go into a sell trade. All right. So although the price is at daily resistance now, I'm still going to look for a buy trade. Okay. So of course, I'm not going to buy it here. I'll be waiting market to do a very nice breakout for me. Okay. And if we draw our trend line here, for those who have subscribed to my Kickstarter, they will know how to draw a trend line. So if we draw a trend line here, we can know that if market is going to break this high, and we can continue to go for a buy trade. Okay, so when can we go for a sell trade? All right, this is another tricky question. When can we go for a sell trade? I need market to break this trend line and pull back to retest this level, and market need to show me evidence that this level cannot be broken. Okay, evidence like this can be in a chart pattern, can be in price action, or it can be forming another trend line in H1 and break down further. So these are the evidence that I will only consider to do my entry for a sell trade. Else I will just lock my direction for a buy trade. Okay, because why? We do not want to counter trend. Okay, we do not want to counter trend. We always follow on the trend on what market has been showing us. Okay, so for this pair, I'm waiting market to do a breakout, and then here I'm going to go for a buy trade upon pullback. So this is my call for the pound dollar. Let us look on the Aussie dollar. So on the daily chart, very obvious, market is still in a bullish trend. So imagine you are going to trade for a sell trade based on this candle alone, because you see the market has been traveling for so far, and you see there is a bearish engulfing candlestick, and you go for a sell trade and look on what happened next. All right, market is still remain in a bullish condition. So if you look on the weekly chart, there are also structure that we can refer to on the left. This is on the weekly chart. But if you look at the daily chart, I will need market to, okay, we can draw a trend line here. Okay, I will need market to break this trend line and come back to this zone, and at here only I will be waiting for a sell signal. All right, if market break this previous high level, if market break up, then this trade is no longer valid. Okay, so for this Aussie dollar, I'm not going to buy it, I'm not going to sell it, because why? Because we can see that there is also another key level the market has been testing here. Okay, I will zoom it further. Let me delete this. You can see that this key level has been tested for so many times. This is because this is a H4 chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a very important key level on the H4 chart. And what I need market to do in order for this buy trend to be a valid sell trend is that I need market to break down of this uptrend trend line. Break down, and we do not, okay, when trading, we always do not want to be the first. We always wanted to be the first to enter to the market. All right, but those who are making money is actually those who enter the market on the second confirmation, which is after the pullback. Okay, because only after the pullback we can know that the trend is now valid and the trend is now safe for entry. All right, because if you are keep on thinking that you want to cash the first wave, you want to have the very first entry on every pair, every trade, there's no different with gambling. All right, because there's only 50% that you are going to get it right or get it wrong. Okay, so I need market to break down this Aussie dollar uptrend trend line, pull back to the zone here, and at here only I'll be waiting for a sell signal. Okay, so this is my call for this Aussie dollar. All right, so let us move to another, the New Zealand dollar. Okay, so the New Zealand dollar is pretty much same movement same movement compared to the Aussie dollar. And if you look on the daily chart, market is still in a very obvious uptrend. And here we can see that this was the previous resistance that now might turn into a support level. All right, so in other words, I'm going to wait for a buy signal here, and going to continue to buy this pair unless this support level is broken up, and this might be turning into a sell signal. Okay, so that's why I was mentioning that the trade for this week is quite tricky because we need market to show us more evidence. All right, if you look on the H4 chart, this is even clearer. Okay, let me delete this. All right, this is even clearer. Let me do some further fine tuning. So you can see a better picture now. Okay, so if this level was broken, market is going to drop. But if this level hold, market is going to continue back to its previous trend, which is the uptrend. Okay, so let us go to the gold. So on the gold, I have been mentioning many times, I think since the previous past 2 week analysis, I I've been mentioning this many times, do not counter the trend, because every time frame on this gold is showing us a very strong bullish trend. Okay, every trend on the gold, every time frame on this gold chart is showing us a very strong bullish trend, no matter it's on the weekly chart, daily chart, H4 chart, or even H1 chart. Okay, because many people are thinking that they want to are thinking that the gold has been traveling for so high and they want to cash the big drop. And what happened was they were selling the gold, and I was receiving PMs that, hey, Master Chuan, how can I recover the account, because I was in a short position somewhere around here, and there is no stop loss. I was thinking to cash this entire big move downwards, but the gold just went up. All right, I was in a panic. Okay, so the trading rules is very simple. Market show you what trend, you just trade on the trend. Don't care that the price has been very high or the price has been very low. Okay, so for the gold for this week, market is still in a very strong buy trend, which is the uptrend. Okay, so when you're trading with gold, you need to expect that you need to have at least 150 to 200 pips for the room, for the space, for market to move in order to protect your capital. Okay, because the pair is very volatile for the gold. So for the gold, very simple. This week is still in a buy trade. All right, very clear cut. This week is still in a buy trade. All right, take profit where? I don't know. All right, because this is the combination of some fundamental issues and also the technical issue. Because of the pandemic, the gold price has been hiking up since a few months ago. So when it comes to take profit level, when you don't know what is your TP price, just stick to your risk and reward ratio. All right, if you are risking 100 pips, just make sure your TP is 100 pips and 150 pips or even 200 pips. So when you have 1-to-1, just set to break even. All right, the rules is very simple. All right, so the dollar yen. All right, so on the dollar yen last week, I was saying that we were expecting that the price to come back to this level for a sell continuation, but the price just dropped. All right, this was on the Monday candle. The price doesn't come back and the price just dropped. And on this week, we can see that the price is going to retest this level. So what am I going to do is that I'm going to wait for a sell signal here. All right, because on H4 chart, what we can see very clearly that if we switch to the line chart, we can see the market is still down. Okay, very obvious, market is still down. So I'm going to wait for sell confirmation at this area. Okay, so on EJ. All right, so EJ, I believe that on last week I was mentioning that this engulfing candlestick alone is good enough for us to enter the trade, and for safety reason, I will take profit. I will just set at the previous high level, and market has went out and break above this level. All right, so on the daily chart, we can see that market has broken up this previous top. All right, meaning that this double top was not valid. This double top is not valid anymore because market was trying to break down. Okay, market was trying to break down, but market is somehow supported by this H4 key support level, and market just created a new high. So when market it just created a new high, very simple, we just wait for a pullback, and at here we wait for another buy trade. All right, very simple. We just wait for a pullback and another buy trade. Okay, unless market break this trend line, and then only we exit the trade and we wait for a better signal. All right, so on the pound yen the same as well. This was on last Friday. Last Sunday. So there is a pullback to the trend line, and we see that there's an engulfing candlestick for buy, so we can enter for buy, and for safety purpose, we just put the take profit at here, and we have about 1 to 3 risk and reward ratio. So on daily chart, market is retesting this previous high level, but this doesn't mean that the price is going to drop. No, there's no way we analyze the market like this. All right, we just wait for a better confirmation whether the price is going to continue go up, or if there is any reversal signal, we have to wait patiently and only we go for a reversal trade. All right, so for this pound yen, I'm still going to target for a buy trade, and if this level break out successfully, the next target would be here. All right, the next target will be here. This is another fresh zone. All right, and another fresh zone. So it's about 600 pips. All right, so just let us just wait for this movement. Okay. So on the Aussie yen on daily chart, we can see that the market has created a level here. And market has been testing the level but was unable to break up higher. But on the daily chart, we can see the market is still continue to make higher lows, and higher lows. And if we stick back to the trend, the market is still in an uptrend. And if you look on the H4 chart, what we can see is that market has been break out this key level. All right, there is a false break here, and market was rejected and continued to move up. So we can go for a buy trade, very small stop loss at here. It's about 34 pips, and we can take our TP at here. It's about 1 to 3.74. It's about 1 to 3.5 or 1 to 3.4. Okay, you can also put your SL below for safety reason. Okay, so for this AJ, I'm still going to look for a buy trade. All right, I'm going to cover one more pair. Okay, let's see here. This Euro Aussie. So on Euro Aussie, if we look on the daily chart, what we can see is that the downtrend trend line was somehow be broken, and market is in a sideways condition, and market has created a double bottom. But we need to take into consideration that this level is quite important, because this was a previous support that turns into a resistance. So if we look at the previous trend, this might be also forming a double top. So what we do is that we just stick to the previous trend, okay, the sell trend. But this doesn't mean that the market I can sell now, because on H4 chart, if you look at this structure, market is still in a uptrend. Okay, so what we do is that we just wait for this uptrend to become a sell trend. Very simple, just pull the trend line. So if market break down, we test this level, and at here only we go for the sell trade. So this is for Euro Aussie. All right, so I'm going to give more updates in my Telegram channel, so please PM us if you wish to join our channel, and do comment in the comments box below for on which pair you want to have more analysis, because both Mason and me, we are going to post some random updates on our Facebook and also our Telegram as well. All right, guys, so I hope that you guys have a good trading week, and that's all for tonight. Thank you for spending your time with me. Okay, I'll see you guys again on next week. Okay, thank you. See you again.